Do you want to have the ultimate control over your life? Welcome to Take Control with Whitney Wells, where we will explore all topics of life that we try and control, what this creates for you, and how to have successful relationships all while empowering yourself. Keep listening and let's have some fun. Hi everyone, and welcome to episode 57 of Take Control with Whitney Wells. I hope everyone is having a great weekend, a great week. I just had a fun day of soccer with my son. Super fun as usual. I know I mention it a lot. I'm that crazy soccer mom. So, before I dive into today's topic, I want to touch on something that's occurring in the world. With the situation occurring in Ukraine right now, the terror and the horror that the Ukrainians must be experiencing, I just want to mention that my heart goes out to all of them. I am sad for them, for what is occurring, for the world as a whole, for human beings all over the world, but especially in Ukraine. I'm sad for all this fighting that is occurring against each other. And this is a time that, yes, I am sad and feel upset about what is occurring. But this is a time that I choose to. I am choosing to feel sad and upset. I choose these thoughts, such as it's not right about what is occurring, and I choose sadness and feeling upset. We don't always want to feel happy about everything that occurs. That is not the goal. We don't always want to change our thoughts to feel good. Sometimes we choose negative feelings on purpose. Sometimes we want to be sad and feel upset about what is occurring. Sometimes we choose those thoughts that create those feelings for us. And it's good to remember that, yes, you are in control, right? You are creating this feeling for yourself because of the thoughts that you're choosing to think. But that doesn't mean that we shouldn't be thinking them. Sometimes that is what we want to be thinking. That is what we want to be feeling. Sometimes people get the wrong idea about what I teach. I'm not teaching to always be happy and always be positive. That just isn't the human experience. I teach and I help my clients choose and decide intentionally how they want to think, feel, and show up. I teach that negative feelings are part of the human experience, part of the process of being human. And you are strong and that you can handle any emotion, the positive and the negative ones. I teach that we can welcome the positive feelings just as much as we can welcome the negative ones. And in order to be intentional, to show up deliberately how we want to, feel and think and show up with intentionality, sometimes it involves opening up to the negative feelings, processing them, allowing them, and then deciding on purpose what you want to think, what you want to feel, and how you want to behave. So if you are sad or upset, maybe you choose those feelings on purpose as well. So that's okay. That is okay. You don't need to change them. You can just be with them. But today, this episode is actually not about negative feelings. It's not about a negative feeling. I want to spread something that is potentially good if possible, and give those who are listening a tool that you can use if you want to, if it aligns with you, if you choose to. We're going to talk about love, and more specifically, the question, what would love do? So let's see how we can use this question in our everyday lives. How can you apply it to your relationship, yourself, your life? So let's say you disagree with your spouse about something and you feel disconnected. Or you had certain expectations for someone to do something and those expectations weren't met. And you feel frustrated, for instance. Or someone did something and you felt disappointed. Or your child isn't behaving how you want and you feel impatient. Or you don't see eye to eye with your partner about something and you feel defensive. Now the list could go on and on. But basically, something occurred, right? You had a thought, and then you felt some negative feeling. At this point, I always recommend that you absolutely stay with your feeling. Allow and process your negative feeling through. Just as I am doing with being sad and upset with the situation in Ukraine. I'm allowing it to be there. I'm allowing it to be within me. So let that vibration be within your body. You don't need to react, resist, or avoid it. You are strong enough to simply be with it and breathe into it. Breathe into that feeling, into that vibration. Allow it to be within your body. And then, without urgency, when you are ready, when you have processed and allowed your feeling to be within your body, without reacting, resisting, or avoiding it, and just simply letting it be, you can try and ask yourself this question: what would love do? This question has the ability to soften one's thoughts and adds a compassionate filter. It gives you room to drop your defense, right? And judgment in order to create room for that connection that we all want, right? And it allows room for love to grow, to blossom, to increase. This question isn't just focused on feeling love, which is what I love about it, but actually taking action from that feeling of love. While love feels amazing, and I highly recommend it at any time that you can feel it, right? It is also simply a strategic byproduct of this question that we are exploring. And what I mean by strategic byproduct is you're going to feel the love when you're acting from that love, right? So when we're exploring what would love do, yes, you're going to feel love in order to generate those actions anyways. So we are focusing on what actions are driven from love. So when you feel that feeling of love, what actions do you take? How do you show up? How do you behave? How do you act when you feel love? So usually we start with a thought to create a feeling, right? We start with this thought that creates the feeling, and then our actions are driven by our feelings. And yes, this is what I teach and this is what I believe. But you can also work backwards too. And you can see how these components fit together. So start with the behaviors, right? How does love look? You can explore this. how does love behave? What actions does one take when they feel love? And then, what thoughts would create love for you in order to take these actions? Explore some possibilities. You can choose to focus on these thoughts to create love and take actions with intention if you want to. So instead of acting out of your hurt, your feeling of upset, your disappointment, your frustration, your disconnection, so on and so forth, you can take action from love instead if you want to. This is simply an option. Now, the cool thing about taking action is that when we do so, we actually have the ability to increase our belief as well. So if we take action from love, we will reinforce our belief or thought that created the love in the first place. So let's look at an example to see how this works, see how this plays out. Let's say you have a thought of, we may not agree about this, but I know we love each other. That's your thought. And let's say when you think this thought, you feel the feeling of love. So you think, we may not agree about this, but I know we love each other. And you feel love. And then maybe when you feel love, you take the actions of listening. You hear the other person. You don't yell or speak without thinking, right? You take your time. Maybe you are thoughtful and compassionate and understanding and take time to process. You show up with kindness and you're nice and caring about the words you say and about what they say as well. You may allow the other person to be them. That sometimes is a tough one. And you're respecting and loving yourself in the process as well. Now, these are just some potential options and ways you may show up when you feel love. You can see what comes up for you when you ask yourself this. Everyone's going to be different. And when you take these actions that I listed, or ones that you have come up with, you are creating more evidence to support your thought, right? Your thought of, we may not agree about this, but I know we love each other. You're creating more evidence to support your thought that creates the feeling of love. So essentially, you are reinforcing your belief by doing what love would do. Your actions are reinforcing that love and reinforcing your belief. So cool, right? I love how all that works. I love how the components, the thoughts, the feelings, and the actions all work together to create and give us what is occurring, right? Give us our result in the process. And sometimes we're intentional with it, which is what I'm always trying to do in my own life and teach to others. And sometimes we're not, and that's okay too, because we're all human. So let's talk a bit more about the benefits of this question. What would love do? This question has the potential to shift your focus to what is most important to you and what matters most in your life. If love and connection matter most, this question will help you move away from judgment and disconnection and towards love and connection. This question helps to put you into action rather than just feeling and thinking, which are great, but the action is what creates those results. And if you end up not taking these actions, not taking the actions that you've uncovered that you would take from love, you at least have a plan, or you know how you want to show up if you want to show up from love, because you've explored it. That's what this question can offer you. This question helps you to take action which essentially reinforces your thoughts and your feelings of love. Your love and connection with this other person can grow with this question. So the next time you disagree with your spouse about something and you feel disconnected, or you had certain expectations for someone to do something and these expectations weren't met, and you felt frustrated, or someone did something and you felt disappointed, or your child just isn't behaving how you want, they just aren't listening. Daily occurrence in this house. And you feel impatient, or you don't see eye to eye with your partner about something and you feel defensive. Again, these are just some examples. But the next time that you're experiencing a situation similar to this or something just like this, you can pause. You can pause and ask yourself, what would love do? And then if you want to, you have the option to think, feel, and show up from love. If you want to take this further, I am available for 20-minute sessions. I would love to dive into this with you and help you create the relationship that you truly desire and truly deserve. Something that I like to do is picture where your relationship is right now. Think about it. And then think about your ideal relationship. Do those two match? Are they the same? If they aren't, I can help you get to where you are now, to where you want to be. So if you want that, if you want to transform your relationship and create more connection, more love, more fun, more enjoyment, create that extraordinary and epic relationship, reach out and we can definitely sign you up. You can reserve one of the few spots that are left for my program. All right, and I just want to mention, everyone stay safe. Spread that love if you can. Think about what would love do. This can also apply to not just your immediate close family, but you can apply it to the strangers around you too. What would love do? All right. Have a great week. I'll see you next time. Thanks for joining me. Bye. Do you want to explore these topics further? Are you ready to live the life that you want to live on purpose while controlling what you have control over? I would love to be your life coach. If you're interested, simply head over to WhitneyWellsCoaching.com and book an appointment with me today. I can't wait to work with you.